Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mind Unscripted. I'm so excited to have you here today, and if you're new to this show, let me fill you in. This is where we talk about mental health in a real and honest way, especially for us young people. No filters, no judgment, just real talk. Today, we're tackling a topic that many of us struggle with, but often have trouble with discussing openly: depression. We'll dive into what depression really is, how to manage it, and most importantly, how to get the help you need when you're feeling overwhelmed. So grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is depression? Imagine you're carrying a backpack, and every day it just gets heavier and heavier. That's kind of what depression feels like, an emotional weight that just doesn't seem to lift. Depression is more than just feeling sad or having a bad day. It's a serious mental health condition that affects how you feel, think, and handle daily activities. It's persistent and can last for weeks, months, or even years. Unlike regular sadness, which might come and go with a few good days in between. Here's the thing: depression isn't a sign of weakness or something you can just snap out of. It's a real medical condition that can affect anyone, regardless of age, background, or lifestyle. There are several types of depression, including major depressive disorder, persistent depressive disorder, seasonal affective disorder, or bipolar disorder. So, how do you know if you or someone you care about might be experiencing depression? Let's talk about some common signs and symptoms. Persistent sadness or hopelessness. Feeling sad, empty, or hopeless most of the time. It's like there's a gray filter over everything in your life. Number 2, loss of interest. You used to love doing things, maybe playing a sport or hanging out with friends, but now those activities feel more like chores. Number 3, changes in sleep patterns. Either you're sleeping way too much trying to escape reality, or you can't fall asleep at all, even though you're exhausted. Number 4, changes in your appetite. You might be eating everything in sight or losing interest in food altogether. It's like your hunger switch is stuck on either off or on. Number 6, fatigue or low energy. You feel wiped out even if you've been lying in bed all day. It's like your energy has hit an all-time low. And next, difficulty concentrating. Your brain feels like it's on vacation and forgot to come back. Schoolwork or daily tasks become a real struggle. Number 8, irritability or restlessness. Everything annoys you, from minor inconveniences to major disruptions. You might find yourself on edge or easily frustrated even with the smallest things. And number 9, physical symptoms. You're experiencing unexplained aches and pains, like your body is trying to get your attention with a check engine light. And lastly, thoughts of self-harm or suicide. These thoughts are pretty common with people who are experiencing depressive feelings, because often what happens with depression is you get stuck in this loop of negative thoughts and hopelessness that you feel that the only way out is self-harm or suicide. But if you're having these thoughts, it's so important to seek help immediately. Even if you don't think it's that serious, even if you don't think you're gonna actually act on these thoughts, the minute you start experiencing these thoughts, it's crucial to seek help immediately. Reach out to anyone who can offer you any type of support, whether it's a friend. It doesn't have to be a professional. It can literally just be a parent, a friend, anyone. Remember, you don't have to tick off every single box to be experiencing depression. Even a few of these symptoms can be a sign that it's time to take action. Now, let's talk about managing depression. Think of this as your toolkit for handling those heavy days. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, but here are some strategies that might help. Number 1, talk to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or a school counselor. Opening up about how you're feeling can be incredibly relieving. It's like someone just helps you hold your backpack, even for a little bit. And it's like letting out a big sigh of relief after holding your breath for too long. Sometimes you might not really realize how big of an impact just talking to someone has, but trust me, just having that feeling of support, knowing that someone out there understands you, knowing that you're not alone, has the biggest impact. Sometimes it makes the biggest impact. Number two, practice self care. Self care isn't just about pampering yourself, it's about finding and doing what makes you feel good and incorporating it into your daily routine. This could be anything from journaling to watching your favorite show to taking a walk in the park. I know when you're already feeling depressed, you don't really feel that interest in things you used to enjoy, but even if you don't feel like doing it in the moment, do it anyway. Even if it feels like you're forcing yourself to do it and you don't really enjoy it, your brain still knows that you used to enjoy these things, and your brain knows that these are things that bring you peace. So even if you don't feel it in the moment, your brain still recognizes that this is time to calm down. This is some me time. Number three, stay physically active. Exercise can be a natural mood booster. Even a short walk or a bit of dancing in your room can help release endorphins and help lift your mood. I know it's hard to motivate yourself to do anything while you're feeling so low, but trust me, make yourself do these small things. These can help change your mood entirely. Number four, maintain a routine. Having a daily routine that can provide structure and a sense of purpose. Try to wake up, eat, and go to bed at the same time each day. It's like giving your day a reliable map to follow. It doesn't have to be like a whole structured routine where you've booked in your entire day to be jam packed busy like every minute of the day. And make sure that you're not overwhelming yourselves with too many tasks too. You want to maintain a healthy balance between things you actually need to get done and things you enjoy or used to enjoy. Number five, limit screen time. Social media can sometimes feel like a never-ending highlight reel of everyone else's perfect life. Set boundaries to avoid feeling worse about yourself. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Whether it's comparisons or just being stuck in an endless loop or of feeling worse about whatever's going on in your life. I know that maybe something happened in your life that you're not really happy about. The minute you open Instagram, your For You page is going to be full of everything about that specific situation, and it only makes you feel worse and worse and worse. Managing depression also involves um, reducing its impact over time. So make sure that you set clear boundaries for yourself to avoid feeling worse and worse and putting yourself in this loop of destruction. Next, challenge your negative thoughts. Depression often comes with a lot of negative self talk. When you catch yourself thinking things like, I'm worthless, ask yourself, is this thought really true? When you feel that you're a horrible person or when you feel like you haven't achieved anything, think back to your routines, establish your routines, make yourself go out, do a little bit of exercise, so then you have something to look back on to challenge these negative thoughts. And even if you really didn't do anything that day, I'm proud of you for just being here. For fighting your negative thoughts that tell you that you don't deserve to be here at all. I'm proud of you for fighting that and for remaining strong and being here. So make sure you challenge these negative thoughts consistently and fact check them, and also try to counter them with more positive thoughts. Be aware of the thoughts that you're feeling, and make sure you're also forcing yourself to just point out some positives in your life, even if it feels like the whole world is horrible in the moment. And lastly, mindfulness and meditation. These techniques can help calm your mind and reduce anxiety. Think of them as giving your brain a little mini vacation. Managing depression also involves reducing its impact over time. Here's how. Number one, build a support network. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good. This could be friends, family, teachers, or mental health professionals who understand and uplift you. Trust me, this is so important. Number two, seek professional help early. Don't wait until you're at rock bottom to get help. A therapist or a counselor can provide valuable tools and strategies tailored to your needs that can help you avoid hitting rock bottom in the first place. The minute you start experiencing any of these symptoms, reach out. Get some help, and trust me, it is not embarrassing. It's not a weakness. And trust me, you're not the only one. And these professionals can help you make sure that you pull yourself back out of it as soon as you can. A therapist isn't going to do the work for you, but they are going to give you enough tools to be able to do it yourself. Number three, learn about depression. Understanding more about depression can make it feel less isolating. Educate yourself through books, podcasts, or reliable online resources. Understanding what depression is and understanding that it is a real valid thing and that you're not crazy for feeling these feelings can help you feel a lot less isolated when you're genuinely going through it. Number five, stay connected. Even when it feels hard, try to maintain social connections. Isolation can make things so much worse. So find ways to stay in touch with the people who care about you. Trust me, I know how hard this is. I struggle with this so much because whenever I'm in a slump, I just want to lock myself in my room, stay in bed all day, and just isolate myself completely. I tend to push everyone away. And when my family, when my friends try to get me to go out or try to get me out of my room and just socialize a bit more, I end up getting frustrated that I'm not doing good right now. Why are you trying to force me? And stuff like that. But trust me, it is so important to keep pushing yourself out there even when you don't feel like it. Because the more you isolate, the more you end up vulnerable and you end up like open to your mind's attacks. So the longer you're alone, the more you end up giving in to your negative thoughts, and the harder it is to challenge those thoughts because you're alone all day and you're just entirely stuck in your head. So distract yourself, do things even if you don't feel like it. Next, monitor your moods. Keeping a mood journal can help you identify patterns and triggers. It's like tracking the weather. Knowing when a storm is coming can help you prepare. So keep track of like what triggers your like depressive episodes, what helps you feel better, what kind of feelings you feel, what are the most consistent like negative thoughts that you get, and what thoughts have you been like using to challenge these negative thoughts, what have you been doing to um help pull yourself out of this, and what's actually working. So make sure you keep track of these because depression isn't really something that you just get over. It isn't really a one-time thing. It's kind of an on and off thing, and it often just comes out of nowhere too. So knowing what really helps you can help you avoid like falling too deep and hitting rock bottom the next time you start feeling these. So, alright, let's get into how to seek help. Reaching out can be really scary, I know, but it's a crucial step in getting the support you need. So, here's what you can do. Talk to a trusted adult. This could be a parent, teacher, or school counselor. They can offer guidance and help connect you with resources. Or you can visit a mental health professional. A therapist, psychologist, or psychiatrist can provide professional support. Many schools I know have counselors or can help you find one. You can also use helplines or text services. If you're not ready to talk in person, helplines or text services can provide immediate support. For example, you can text a crisis line or call a local helpline for guidance. You can also join a support group, like a Discord server for mental health. There are online and in-person support groups where you can connect with others who understand what you're going through and are going through the same things. Whether it's through social media or specialized forums, finding a group can help you feel a lot less alone and way more supported. And lastly, tell a friend. Sometimes just sharing with a friend can be the first step towards feeling better. They might not have all the answers, but they can be there to listen and support you. I know sometimes it feels too overwhelming to share with a friend because you're afraid that it's going to burden them, but trust me, they want to help you. Trust me, not a single real friend will ever think of it as an inconvenience or a burden when you open up about what you're feeling and what you're going through with them. Trust me, they just want to help you and they just want to be there for you. Finally, let's talk about building resilience. Resilience is like your mental muscle. It helps you bounce back from tough times, and here's how to build it. First, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially when things are tough. Treat yourself like you would treat a good friend who's having a rough day because you're your own best friend. Set realistic goals. Start with small, achievable goals, whether it's getting out of bed by a certain time or taking a short walk each day, like I said earlier. Small wins can really help you build up to bigger victories. Next, focus on what is in your control. Focus on what you can control. Concentrate on the aspects of your life that you can manage, like your daily routine or your response to these negative thoughts. It's like steering a ship in the right direction, even though you can't control the waves or the weather. You can control the way you steer. Next, build healthy habits. Incorporate habits that support your mental health, like eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, and exercising regularly. Think of these as daily upgrades for your overall well-being. Stay connected to your purpose. Engage in activities that give your life meaning, whether it's through religion, hobbies, volunteering, or personal goals that you're working towards. Purpose can be a powerful motivator in tough times. And lastly, celebrate small wins. Recognize and celebrate even the smallest achievements. Did you get out of bed today? That's a win. Every step counts. Don't put yourself down over not achieving everything you had planned. As long as you're moving forward, even the smallest steps count. I promise. Building resilience takes time and practice, and it's okay to have setbacks. But with each challenge, you're growing stronger and you're learning more about yourself. So I'm so proud of you for that. I know today's topic is a heavy one, but it's so important to talk about it openly because there's increasingly more and more youth experiencing these feelings. So if you're feeling depressed, please know that you're not alone. Your feelings are valid and there's help available. Take one step today, whether it's reaching out to a friend, speaking to a counselor, or just taking a deep breath. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Mind Unscripted. If you found this episode helpful, share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm here for you, cheering you on every step of the way. Until next time, take care and stay strong.